And we're live.
Thumbnail's looking good, mate. Let me check if we are.
We're live. We're officially live now.
You
Ben?
sure? I'm having a look
Yeah,
at YouTube.
100%. We're in.
It's not coming up for me on YouTube on my phone.
It. We're definitely live. We're definitely live. We are in. And hello, everyone. Welcome to Seagulls Social. This is our live episode, and we are here to talk about lots of stuff. Actually, there's quite a few bits going on, Ben. And yeah, let's talk about it, shall we? So, shall we
We are
start,
live.
Ben?
Sorry, we are
Yeah.
live, man. Just to confirm, it's come through on my phone. Just
Good.
needed to know
Right.
on my apparatus.
Okay. So, Ben, let's start with the International Festival. How are you? How are things
Good,
like?
good, mate. I was at the Oh no, the audio just cut out for the full minute that you were just talking there, Maz. But now I think you're back. I think, yeah. So could you say it again for me, please? People listening might have heard
How
that, but I did not have the pleasure.
how are you today?
God, it sounded like you were talking for like a minute. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Christ. Okay, we are so back. Right. No, it's been good, man. Life's been good. Full on. I was at the Lionesses Champions of Europe parade today, which was cool. That was good fun. What else? Yeah, just a lot going on, man. It's been good though. How about you?
Nice. Yeah, good man. Yeah, just been filming, doing a few social bits, and yeah, now we're here talk all things Brighton. And welcome to everyone who's logged in and listening and all live with us. Hopefully, we're going to go through. We've got a few talking points. We've got obviously Estupinan now leaving, Ferguson going out on loan. We've got Webster's unfortunate injury to talk about, and lots of fan questions hopefully as well to go through, Ben. So lots to
Also,
talk
big up
about.
the Lionesses though. As a Brighton fan, it's so
Yes, of
nice to
course.
taste the to see what it's like to win something, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
just nice.
Well,
It's good to
Michelle
experience
Archer,
that.
man. Obviously, even though she was on loan, we'll take it. She was an
How we're
ex-Brighton
Harry
player.
claiming it. We're Harry claiming that one.
Yeah, we're taking it. We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it. But no, big up, big up. They the man them couldn't, so the gal them did, and I love that
Exactly.
for them.
Iconic.
Exactly. Right, let's start, shall we? Let's start with Pervis. Pervis Estupinan obviously joined AC Milan in a £17 million deal until 2030. 27 years old, Ben. He, of course, was a big integral member of our squad and of our team. And I think, for me personally speaking, 17 million seemed like quite a low amount for someone who, yeah, is an established Premier League left back to then go to AC Milan for a low fee, in my opinion. What do you think about the fee first and foremost?
Yeah, it's not the best for you. I probably would have been looking for maybe a higher 20s, really. Am I right in thinking he only had like 1 year left on his contract? That could potentially play a part. Let
I
us know in the comments
believe
if
so, yeah.
that's the case. But yeah, I mean, the fee, yeah, it's not great. How much did we pay? Almost 20 mil for him as well. Did we make any money back,
Mm.
or was it more than that? Another bit of
I think it was
information that I
about
should
that.
know. Yeah. If not, Jack Albion, we wish you were here for all this information. But I'm happy for him that he's got a move to AC Milan because I heard Man United were interested, and I thought I didn't want to see him ruin his career. I think AC is such a good move for him. Very obviously
Yeah,
great culture
he'll
over
suit
there.
the league, won't he? And he'll
Mm.
suit their style of play, I think.
European football, I'm assuming as well. So yeah, he's definitely deserves that. But yeah, fee wise, not great. But I'm buzzing with the new guy that we got in Maxime de Kuiper. He looks very, very good, and the way he's been talking in his interviews and stuff, comparing himself to Trent Alexander-Arnold and the way he plays and how direct he is. So if we can get anything like Trent's been like in the Premier League, then we'll be fine. Maybe not defensively. Hopefully, Maxime de Kuiper's better than Trent defensively. But yeah, he looks like a fantastic replacement. And when he came in, I thought that must have been the end of Pervis Estupiñán, really. It's just sad to see so many of these players, that iconic starting 11 that we had against Arsenal in 2023, 22, when we had that midfield of like McAllister and Wepu, Basuma, Caicedo. Barely any of them are left are at the team or at the club at the moment. So sad to see that generation of players go,
I, s-
but it's a bit weird. Bit weird.
I saw something on social, someone saying that Herzl is doing a South American clear out. I don't
Yeah,
think that's quite true, and I don't think there's any agenda against the South Americans at the club.
he's
It just
put
happens that
forward
a
a good
lot of them
case
are
though.
left.
It's a good case.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Just a question on Purvis leaving, Ben. I want to know from you and what you think. Do you think we're now light in that left back position? Do you feel like losing Pervis would have been having him. I don't think he ever wanted to be on the bench or anything, but I think it would have been a perfect opportunity to have Pervis for a final season. Maybe we would have lost him on a free if he only had like a year left, and probably wouldn't have recouped any money on him. But then the Kuiper could have learnt so much from Pervis in that season, and he could have been sort of break his way in rather than now having the pressure of having to start every game potentially. Do you feel like we're going to be left with a bit of a gap now in that left back position?
Yeah, just as soon as we thought we were kind of covered there at fullback, it's now gone to it's just let's probably chuck Hinshelwood or James Milner starting there at the beginning of the season. So it's not looking good in that respect. No,
Well, see, Kadioglu can play there as well, which is great. But
he's obviously an injury prone player. So is Tarek Lamptey, who's someone else you would say that would cover there. So as much as we've spoken in the past about how much we're going to want Jack playing centre midfield, it looks like he's going to be having to do a job at left back and right back. And maybe Herzler thinks that as well. As much as the fans want him to be a centre mid, because it's what his position was originally. He played at fullback for England at England under 21s at the Euros. So for the majority of it, and they won it. He's obviously a player that's doing really, really well there. So yeah, I guess that's just, if you're including him in the cover, then maybe we are just about okay. I think Weaver even got some minutes at right back already in pre-season. As much as some fans probably don't want him to do a job there. I think he was against Wolves, or was definitely one of the games towards the end of the season. Wolves away, he had an absolutely unbelievable game there, didn't he? So maybe that's another player that
he had a really strong finish in the season in general.
He did, and so that's almost going to be like a new player, I guess, going into the new season. But yeah, maybe players that we didn't think were going to be fullback options are now fullback options. So potentially, if you look at it that way, we are quite covered there now, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing is we have got a lot of versatility. As you mentioned, we've got players that can play in multiple positions. Kadioglu, like you said, Lamptey, Weaver, Hinshelwood. So, yeah, we're very lucky in that aspect where players can slot in if needed. So, yeah, fingers crossed the Kuiper can come good and, he can be that shining light on the left. And then if people need to come in and cover for him, that'd be great. And, we're lucky we don't have any extra competitions like European competitions that, we would need cover in those positions. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works out. But just to finish it off, Pervis, I'm really glad for him to get the move. I think he's been a fantastic servant. I know a few fans are a bit harsh on him, I thought, last season, saying that he's not good enough anymore and doesn't look like his heart's in it, and that kind of comments, which I thought was a bit unfair personally. But I think he was a fantastic servant for us, really, really good player, and I think he'll be a big miss, to be honest. But I think we've always shown season upon season we do replace well. So I think hopefully that's going to be the case going into next season. But yeah, wish him all the best.
I'm looking forward to seeing Maxime Kuiper. I'm looking forward to that. He's going to be
like you say, my only hesitation with Maxim is defensively, is he going to be up to scratch? Because I know he's very good going forward, but defensively, the jury's out. But yeah, hopefully it should be all Gucci in the hoochie. Right, next up, Ben, let's go with another player that's gone out the door. Evan Ferguson's gone out on loan to AS Roma. Now, he's had a fantastic start, albeit against a Serie D team, and I can't remember the other team they played. But he scored 5 goals in pre-season already, and Gasperini, obviously the old Atalanta manager, has come out and said that he believes that if he gets provided the service, he's going to have a fantastic season this season. If he gets fed, he will score goals in Serie A, which is a big statement to come out and say about a very young player.
He will score.
There you go. Feed the Evan, he will score, apparently. But yeah, Ben, let's talk about the option to buy with Evan Ferguson. 40 million option to buy. Now, look, let's say he bangs in goals. Let's say he scores 20 goals this season. I personally think 40 million would be a snip for a player so young, and he could go on to become a £100 million player potentially. What do you think about the option to buy? Like, is that a good idea from the club? Do you feel like maybe if they could have just gone straight loan, or don't think Roma would even got him if it wasn't an option to buy?
Yeah, I don't think. I just, for some reason, 40 mil seems quite a lot of money for me as a loan option to buy. I don't know. I don't see Roma paying it unless he has a mad season where they think, God, this guy's worth the 80 million we thought he was worth a couple seasons ago. I can't see them actually doing it unless Gasperini really does take him under his wing and make him a prolific striker and think, right, I want to really harness him and make him a superstar. Maybe then he'll force Roma to pay 40 mil. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I just can't see that happening. I feel like he's going to have a season there. I really, really hope he does well. And I still want him to be part of Brighton Hove Albion because we've invested so much time into him, and we know there's that player there. It's just really not worked out for him for whatever reason. But I mean, yeah, I was buzzing to see that he was going to Roma, because if you know what Gasperini's done at Atalanta, he's done a phenomenal job there. So he's an unbelievable manager, and if he can get the best out of Evan Ferguson again, then that'll be a massive benefit to us. If they pay the 40 mil, I'll be very, very surprised.
Yeah, a really good point on Gasperini, actually. It was a point I wanted to make. He's very good at developing players. You looked at Ademola Lookman at Atalanta. You look at Scamacca when he came back. He done really well for them. Like, he's got a really good track record of getting the best out of his players. So it'll be interesting to see how well Evan Ferguson develops there. And I think he's under the right stewardship, is that the word? Under the right guidance of Gasperini. I think it's a good club. And also, I wanted to mention again, Serie A, a bit of a slower pace, more physical. So I think that's going to be really good for him, because he's a physical player, right? And I think he can do really well, in Serie A. So it'll be really interesting to see how he develops there.
Also forgot how quick he was with his
shame.
feet. Like that, one of the goals he scored was incredible with his feet. He looked like such a small, agile player by the way he got through the defenders and slotted it home. But yeah, you forget the ability of what he was when he was at his peak at Brighton, wasn't it? So yeah, there's obviously still a player there, albeit against a Serie D team. I didn't even know it went that low. Is there a Serie Z?
Yeah. maybe it goes down that far. Also, as well, someone in the chat as well said that in January, UTA said in January we were saying we would struggle to get 20 million for Evan. 40 million option to buy is actually pretty crazy. So yeah, they agree with you, Ben. They think 40 million is a good price tag. But my rebuttal to that is, let's say they do buy him for 40 million at the end of the loan. In 2 years, if he carries on the trajectory and does keep banging in goals, that'll be like, I think he then becomes an 80 million pound player, 90 million pound player, and not to compare Gyökeres and him, but we looked at what happened with Gyökeres. Obviously, again, I'm not saying it's similar career paths or similar situations, but you look how Gyökeres went on and just smashed it from obviously going to Coventry and then going on to Sporting, and now look at him. You know, he's now at Arsenal and he's doing really, really well. So but that's my biggest fear, is that happens to Evan. I just feel like if that happens, it'll be so upsetting.
To add on that as well, like the market for an actual good number 9 is so poor, and it has been for so long. We're missing the Drogba days of having every team seem to have like an absolutely unbelievable number 9. Those days are long gone, and this is why Arsenal are buying a former Brighton player called Gyökeres, who I do think is going to flop in the Premier League. I'm going to put that out there. That is, but then Maz, maybe that is why Evan Ferguson is rated 40 million. You got Chelsea asking for 80 million for Nicholas Jackson. What the flip, what the heck? That is ridiculous. He is not that level at all. So yeah, I just think maybe that's why Evan Ferguson 40 mil is what it is, because there aren't that many good number 9s out there at the moment, and there's the struggle to get them. You got Man United fighting over with Newcastle for Benjamin Sesko, who's not like the most. Obviously, he's great on Football Manager when you have him, but I don't know. When we saw him playing against England, albeit that was one game, he wasn't unbelievable. Or did he score? Am I going to mug myself off there live on Seagulls Social? But yeah, you know, you got teams like Man United trying to fight over Benjamin Sesko. Rasmus Højlund's an absolute flop over there. That's how desperate these clubs are for number 9s at the moment. So yeah, I guess Evan Ferguson could score 15 goals and then become a really sought after striker.
No, definitely. I feel like as well. You talk about Newcastle. At least, Ben, we can take salvation that we're not in Newcastle's shoes and getting rejected by literally the dinner lady at this point.
Such a stinker.
They are genuinely having. I think they're genuinely having one of the worst transfer windows in a long, long time. I mean, Aaron Ramsdale is crazy work. The guy who can't concentrate for 90 minutes is mental. So yeah, I mean,
that's Newcastle.
At least we're not in Newcastle's shoes.
They're confirmed to get relegated. Ramsdale then. That's crazy.
Honestly,
I can't believe they're signing.
The curse of Ramsdale.
It's unbelievable. Quickly on strikers, there's a bit of a stretch. Someone says you're doing a great Barbis impersonation, Maz. You're looking like our new Greek striker.
Well, someone said I got the trim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm trying to go out. I'm trying to do something different. You know. Let me know if you like it or not.
He's in his Lover Boy, Love Island era, Maz.
Yeah. Do you know Sylvia, my girlfriend, for anyone who doesn't know, she said I look a bit like Kem Setanay. I don't know.
Jeez. Okay, just throwing that.
I'll take that. He's a
Someone
good
said
chap,
I look like Brad Pitt today as well. So.
Yeah, I usually get Zayn Malik, but you know we'll go with Kem this time around. But no, it'll be interesting to see how Evan develops. We'll see whether he will go on to become this promised striker that we all think he can be, and whether, you know, injuries have obviously really, really hurt him, and, you know, with the whole, you know, mentality aspect as well, potentially. So it'll be really interesting to see how his loan spell goes. Again, I wish him all the best. I hope he goes there and smashes it, and then hopefully we get him back. So fingers crossed. And someone just said I've got a little net, which I don't know what that means exactly. But
Is that a Wi-Fi thing, or is that like a, you know, a hairnet?
Oh, maybe, maybe, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Do little employees have
Craig,
hairnets? Who knows?
Craig Emery, if you're related to Unai, fair play, but can you specify whether what this little net means, please? That's great.
Yeah. Well, whilst we do that, let's move on, Ben, to Adam Webster. Very, very sad news came out that he's going to miss a large part of the season. He is going to undergo knee surgery with a knee ligament injury, which he suffered in the pre-season training camp in Marbella, which of course is hugely disappointing because, again, talking to players that finished the season really well, Adam Webster was fantastic for us. So it's such a shame to see him, get injured for such a long period of time. We're going to miss him, I think, with regards to squad depth. Talk to me, Ben. How are you feeling about it all?
Yeah, it's gutting. You think we had such good options at centre back now, and was it the Arsenal game is where he really had that resurgence after he came back from injury, and we thought, and towards the end of the season he looked incredible every time he came on. He'd done the job. He was almost like making up for Dunk's maybe lack of quality, and Adam Webster filled those boots that we needed. And it's going to be a great shame, even just in terms of the squad. Like when you watch the Albion Unlocked videos, he's a part of all of the, I hate saying the word banter, but he's part of all of the banter and that sort of thing. So he's obviously a great player to have around the squad during training and when they're doing the physio work in the gym and all that sort of stuff. So if he's going to be out of the team and not with the squad for those long periods of time, then it's going to be not only a miss for us on the pitch, but a massive miss for the players in and around the team. So during training and whatnot. So yeah, it is a really, really huge miss, which is crazy to say because a couple of seasons ago when he wasn't looking good, we were screaming for him to get out of the club. Maybe that's a bit harsh. But yeah, along those lines, we didn't really want him as part of the team anymore, and he proved us all wrong. So yeah, it's actually pretty devastating to hear the news and the stuff that he's gone through already with injuries in his later career. It's really sad for him to be having to go through this all again when we thought maybe he was going to be helping out the team off the bench potentially next year.
No, 100%. And talk about squad depth, something we've touched on a few times now. But again, centre backs, we've signed obviously Biscagli, Coppola, which are two really, really good signings in my opinion. Really, really good fees. Obviously, Biscagli on a free, and then Coppola, I think, was 10 million plus add-ons, which is really, really good business in my opinion. So you've got those two. You've got Van Heck and you've got Lewis Dunk as your sort of four primary centre backs. And then it looks like Igor is now potentially not leaving, maybe because of Webster's injury, and of course Cashin's gone out on loan. So it looks like we are well equipped to handle
Brighton,
that.
by the way, wasn't it? That was peak Brighton. One day, Cashin goes out on loan. Literally the next day, Adam Webster's out for the whole season. Like, brilliant. You could not time that any better. But yeah,
Brighton TM.
I don't mind Igor leaving. I think he got a little bit of unnecessary stick towards the end of last season for whatever reason. I think it was potentially because he was sticking up for João Pedro maybe online, wasn't it? I remember something like that. I don't know if
he was. He was basically saying about how he wants him to move, basically, which wasn't a great look. Let's be honest.
Maybe he just didn't like João Pedro and was just doing us all a favour.
Yeah, maybe he knows something we don't, and he was trying to get him out of the club. Maybe, yeah. Well, he did have a spat, didn't he, with Van Heck, which was resolved in the end. But yeah, talking about Webster, obviously, yeah, really, really sad news. I think it's such a shame because he was doing so well towards the end of the season, and for him to lose out, like you said, Ben, he's had injury problems, and fingers crossed he can come back again and be part of the squad because, like you said, I think he's a big part of that. Behind the scenes, and I think I've just seen someone as well, a Chelsea fan is in the chat, so welcome, Chelsea fan here, CAA Mafia, keeping an eye on us.
Does he support Brighton and Chelsea, or just Chelsea fans? Just
probably,
Brighton.
Probably. But he said Chelsea fan here. Do you guys have any centre backs we can buy? Well, you can have Adam Webster if you want, or Igor. You can have one of those.
Take your pick.
But you're not touching Van Heck and of course the new boys. And obviously not Donkey either. So yeah. Aside from that, you can have Igor, or go for Cashin after he comes back on loan, potentially. But no, we wish Adam Webster all the best in his recovery. Hopefully he comes back stronger and better, and he can be part of the squad. Because like you said, Ben, I think he's a really integral player on and off the pitch. When he finds his form, he is fantastic. So fingers crossed he comes back. You're also on mute, Ben, so that's always good.
Sorry, I was saying it's just a bit like Jason Steele. Whenever we say we should get rid of him, it's like no, because he's good around the dressing room.
Yeah, well, that's a perfect segue, Ben, because the next
Oh,
talking
you're
point
welcome.
is Verbruggen's injury. Now, look, we're not going to... We sort of hyped this up a little bit in the thumbnail / title. But he's only out for a couple of weeks. I think he should be back within a week and a half, 2 weeks, according to Fabian Herzler. However, we have heard that before, haven't we, Ben? We've heard about players coming back, and they do take a little bit longer than usual. And also,
Yes.
interestingly, Ben, Verbruggen got injured in pre-season last season, and he's now been injured again in pre-season this time around. We missed him for 6 weeks last season, and now only a couple of weeks this season. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up was because we saw Beadle go out on loan to Birmingham, and we saw Rushworth go out to Coventry. So now we're left with McGill, Steele, and Verbruggen as our goalkeepers. Now, I personally think that's good. It's good enough depth. Obviously, Jason Steele's a great backup goalkeeper to have. But do you feel like, let's say Verbruggen does get another injury in the season, that leaves us with, McGill or Steele. Do you think that's enough? Would you have wanted to see Rushworth and Beadle be at the club, or does that stagnate their growth? What's your view on it?
I was really hoping to see Rushworth as the number 2 this season, but I guess the club will still feel that he needs to get more first team football and like a whole season under his belt. Did you see his? Did you see his? It wasn't Panenka. What do you call it? His little chop that he done in training.
Yeah, that was class.
Unbelievable. If that's what our goalkeeper can do, we should definitely be keeping hold of him. Like, it's unbelievable with his feet. I trust Jason Steele to do a job over a few games. Maybe not weeks or months. I wouldn't want to see that. So yeah, maybe if we are talking about in terms of strength and depth in goalkeeper, yeah, it's not pleasing, is it? I mean, McGill's been at the club for so long now. Haven't really seen too much of him play. So yeah, I'm not really too confident in our backup options if Verbruggen is out. I think you said Verbruggen was injured last season as well. I think he just loves an extended holiday. Just loves Ocean Beach so much. It's always a great time.
He's doing it on purpose.
He's doing an Neymar, but for better intentions.
Also, yeah, Mike King, you are completely right. Big time Ben Spalding, that is correct. He does think he's big time.
What?
And
says the bloke that's been given
the
2 free Brighton home shirts. I'm livid, by the way. I was meant to get that shirt that Maz has got. Not Maz has got on, but he's got another one. Gutted.
Yeah, unlucky, mate. But yeah, interesting. We'll see how the goalkeeper situation pans out. I'm sure we'll be fine. I think, yeah, like I said, he's back in a couple of weeks. He should be back for the first game of the season. And we'll see, how it all pans out. I don't think it should be a massive issue, but we thought it was worth mentioning anyway. Right, guys, I feel like we've touched on sort of the main talking points up until this point in the pre-season. Is there anything everyone in the chat? Oh, go on, Ben.
Malik Yalkouye, I probably butchered his name. He looked really good in pre-season, and there part of me was thinking, could be part of the first team, but no. It says Toulouse have opened talks with him on a loan, which is disappointing. But maybe means I'm still excited to see him potentially next season, unless he's going to get loaned out again. He's probably going to get loaned out until he's about 40 years old at the club, if it goes on like this. But were you disappointed to see that news?
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you. I think pre-season he was fantastic. He looked really, really good. He looks like such a good player. But the way I look at it is look, let's be real with ourselves. We all know that we are a club that likes to, make money and sell our players when they're developed or, move. We've seen it historically. We've seen them, haven't we? We've seen Caicedo leave. We've seen McAllister leave. We've seen Cucurella leave. We've seen Ben White leave. We've seen Bissouma leave. We've seen... a lot of our well-established Pascal Gross, we've seen some of our best players leave, and it's been disappointing, but we know that's how our business model works, right? So for me, the way I see how they're going to develop Malik is give him another season on loan. Again, to play in Liga is a big sort of season for him to get his, playing time. He played for Sturm Graz last season, played Champions League football, all great development. And then for him to play this season, he might not get much game time. You look at the midfield options we have. Does he start? No. Will he come off the bench that much? Probably not, again, because of how much, someone's mentioned it here. Matt O'Reilly, Ayari, Hinchelwood, Diego Gomez. They're all options we have. And that's
also, O'Reilly's been looking great in pre-season. So that's a big plus. Because there was big talk of him potentially going to Leeds. I think he was linked with Was he linked with Roma as well? I'm not too sure. That could just be me making that up. But I'm pretty sure he was. No, maybe he was linked with some Serie A team. I can't remember. Someone's saying in the chat here, though. Yeah, O'Reilly, yeah. Someone's saying in the chat here, which is kind of a good shout. Don't know if it's too risky, but I mean, I'm assuming Belaber's going next season. We're keeping hold of him this summer, which I'm very happy about.
This is the point I was trying to make, is that once Belaber, let's be realistic about it, he's probably going to leave next season. Then Malik can come in for Belaber and be that next, gem that we have in centre midfield. And I feel like the best thing for me personally, is to give him that another season, week in, week out football, develop him again, because I think he's going to be a special player. Another sort of, Caicedo, Basuma, Belaber-esque, in terms of stature, not same profiles, but same stature. I think he can definitely be that. So yeah, I think it's the right move to send him out, as disappointing as it is because of how good he is. I think it's the right move for me personally to send him out on loan and get him some game time. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, big shout out to everyone in the chat. With so many of you. Obviously, big shout out to Ryan. Talk Seagulls is in the chat. We've
Ryan's
got
in the chat.
Selly.
Insert Ian right.
Ryan's in the chat. Mike King. We've got Al or AI. They're also very active. Emil Magnuson. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Mark Cohen. We see all your comments, and yeah, really appreciate all you guys coming in. So, yes, Malik Yalkoi, I think that's for me the best path for him is another season on loan. And then, what do you think, Ben? Would you want to see him stay or go on loan?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I enjoy watching him, and obviously, yeah, it will be difficult to see him slotting into the team or getting as many minutes as he does need. So, I thought you were dead, exactly, Ron. That's a great meme. What a meme that is. But yeah, as much as I'd love to see him play, yeah, I guess it just makes sense for him to get a loan. And yeah, I guess it'll be huge shoes to fill though, going from a loan in Toulouse to Belaber, a Belaber replacement. But then again, Belaber came from Liga, right, and then went straight. Actually, didn't go straight in, but I guess it would be a similar path in that sense if we can probably judge his ability in that league. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy that he's got a bigger move, and I think Liga should be pretty good for him.
Yeah, no, for sure. We'll be interested to see how he develops, whether it's at Toulouse or anywhere else. But yes, right, Ben, we've got some questions on Instagram. Let's start with those, and then we'll do some questions in the chat as well. We had some good ones on Instagram, so we'll go through. Sorry, Al, whilst Ben's finding out, I apologise. It's not AI, it's Al. So
oh, he's called Al.
He might be AI, who knows? Who knows? He might be AI.
That's funny. Jem said, "How did you guys meet?" So whilst I get the Instagram stuff up, Maz, do you want to say that?
Okay. How did we meet? Well, Ben is one of my good friends' brother, a little brother.
Have you heard of Platinum Lace?
We did not meet in Platinum Lace, just to clarify. But yeah, yeah, basically, I went to school with Ben's older brother. And then we met through that. And yeah, we've known each other for years and years and years. We did some work when Ben was at True Challenge together. And then, yeah, me, Ben and Ryan started the pod about, 3 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah, we're 4 years in September.
4 years. Wow, look at that.
Yeah,
Time flies when you're having fun, Ben.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, loads of fun. Loads of fun. Oh, also,
yeah, just
this shows how old...
It was not Grindr.
Christ's sake. This is why we don't look at the chat all the time. This is how old me and Maz are, how old our friendship goes. Maz came round my house when the first ever Ultimate Team was out. So I don't know if that was FIFA 14 or FIFA 15. Where you had to, the Ultimate Team, with the first ever one, you had to create your own player. And your player was in the Ultimate Team. It was pretty mad. So that's how I remember that. That's a memory of when
showing our age.
Him coming over to our house in Shoreham at the time and playing Ultimate
Team. Also, I went round to yours to watch, because obviously your brother's a Man United fan, so we went around to watch Man United versus Aston Villa when Macheda scored that goal. So again, shows our age as well. But right, Ben, let's go with the questions from Instagram.
First team from Kieran B. Why is Palace a better team?
Wow, we're going there, right. First of all, they're not. They have won a trophy, which, in their 125 years of existence. Fair play. Club, no, not in my opinion.
What we talking now? What makes a good club?
So criteria for me.
We're talking right now. Yeah, what's the criteria?
All right, okay, all right. If it's down to like trophies or whatever, well, obviously 1-0 to them. And then if you look at recent history, I think we've got a better recent history. We've got to Europe before them. We've finished higher a couple of times on them. And also in terms of stadium, I think we've got a better stadium than them.
Training ground.
We've got a better fan base, better training ground. What else?
They've got
That's
a better
about it,
home
really. But I
atmosphere,
think
but we've got a better away atmosphere.
yes, yeah, we'll concede that to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I
maybe
think
away travel.
on the whole it's very even on the whole, but we just edge it. I think. What about you?
It's. I know they've won a trophy, wore a trophy, got the FA Cup, Mickey Mouse trophy. Christ, try winning the Community Shield. And
Yeah, we didn't want to win that anyway.
Yeah,
we didn't even try. So it's
if you look at transfer market, it says we've got a major trophy. Apparently, you won the whatever the Community Shield was back then when the South League.
Sussex Senior Cup.
No, not that one. But yeah, we've got bags of them. Surely about 30 Sussex Senior Cups makes up for one FA Cup. That's the math. We're doing not girl math. We're doing Brighton math here. Right, let's move on from the Palace chat. Brighton are obviously a huge club. What are your predicted and preferred starting 11s for the 25-26 season? Oh, it's a tough one.
Oh wow. Okay, I'll quickly rattle through.
Okay, you go.
I'll go on then.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
I'll go. Goalkeeper for Brighton, obviously. This is my dream. If I'm playing a video, actually, it's not a video game, is it? Wouldn't be FM. If FM, everyone was
Cool.
fit.
Shock
Or just real life. Everyone's fit.
Shock, he's talking about FIFA.
Maybe actually talk about real football. Yeah, okay. So real life. Don't know why I wanted to FM there. Just obsessed. Ferdy Kadioglu right back. Ooh. Van Heck, Buscagli, left back, Maxime de Kuiper. Then we'll have Belabor. We'll have. Oh my God, I've left out Hinchwood. O'Reilly, Mitoma, Rutter, Minzer, Welbeck.
Wow. Okay. I've got a slightly different one. I've gone Verbruggen in goal, Kadioglu right back, Van Heck and Coppola. I would prefer as the centre backs. I really liked Coppola in the pre-season. I think he's looked really, really good. And then left back,
Such a long neck.
Kuiper. I know. And then do you know what? Ideally, and this is not going to happen because I'm not Fabian Herzler. But what I'd like to see is Belabor, Weaver as the pivot. Then I'd go Mitoma on the left, Rutter centre attacking midfield, sort of just behind the striker, Minter on the right, and Welbeck up top. That's how I would personally go. But again, I'm not Herzler. And let's be real, he's probably going to start with Dunk because I think Dunk will start personally, and I can't see Weaver being in the midfield with.
Does that set a precedent though, Maz? If he does, I feel like if he doesn't, then it sets a precedent. It's like, look, this is Dunk's season where he's going to be in and out of the team.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be a big statement if he from the off doesn't start Dunk. I think that'll be a big statement of intent of how he sees Dunk's position in the squad. I just personally think I just can't see him dropping Dunky just purely
unless they've had the
because of his
conversation
leadership.
though. Yeah, but if they've had the conversation, then I'm sure.
For
and
sure.
Dunk's the type of fella and leader that'll be like, look, I'm going to step aside here. I've realised that maybe I wasn't at my best last season. Maybe because it was because of a bit of a hangover from the season before. But yeah, I just think if Herzler's got some cojones, then he will be dropping Dunk in the first game.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think if he does, like you said, it'll be a statement of intent. Just quickly, interestingly, a few feedback. So,
let us know in the
Dunk
chat
question
also
mark.
Dunk, you think Dunk starts?
Yeah. David, I agree with David. I actually agree now with David. David Field he said he'll start Ayari, which I can definitely see happening.
Yeah.
I think he really likes Ayari, and I
Ayari,
think that would be a good
midfield,
partnership with Ayari, Belabor midfield. Someone said Coppola's a brick wall, a young Dunk with pace, which is not a bad comparison. And then it's interesting from Alben. Welbeck up front still. We both AI. We both picked Welbeck to start up front. I personally think you can't drop a striker who last.
You started
season
Maz
was a
up
top
front
goal scorer.
instead. Who else are we starting up front?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You can't drop Danny Welbeck after the season he's had.
Yeah.
Again, maybe midway through the season, if he's not banging in goals, if he's not contributing to the link-up play and not providing assists, etc., then look into like a Babis or a Simas potentially coming in.
We haven't
But
seen
from
any
the
of
off,
them.
I just cannot.
That's the thing. I really hope we get to see a little bit.
They've been injured, to be fair, but yeah. So I think it'll be crazy to not start Welbeck.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Please, Al, tell me, are we starting some Greek fella that we haven't even seen yet over Welbeck? Surely not. I say fella, he's a young boy.
Right, next question, Ben.
Next one, I really like this one. So this is a great question from Caden. Name a player in our current squad whose personality best represents you. Great question.
Yes, great question. I love this one. I'll start. I'm going to go with... I had two in mind. And again, this is maybe just my ego speaking, but I would like to compare myself to either Belabor or Rutter, purely just because of their banter, the way they're quite
Acoustic.
silly off the pitch. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. So I personally, I'm gonna go for Rutter, Jorginho Rutter. I just really like his energy. I feel like he's a bubble of energy. He's always happy. He's always smiling, and I feel like I see a little bit of myself in him. Obviously, not the footballing ability, that's for sure. But yeah, I definitely would compare myself closest to Jorginho Rutter. What about
And
you,
love a
Ben?
little flutter on the horses as well.
Yeah, there you go.
That's really annoying because I was going to say Rutter as well. Yeah, Rutter and Belabor
I think you're a bit
probably.
of an Adam Webster.
What?
I don't know. I didn't know if the stream had
No,
finished.
I was so taken back by Adam Webster. That's that's mental.
Yeah, just simple vanilla.
What? That's outrageous. Which one would Jack be, Mike? I think we all know who Jack would be.
Yeah, who would Jack be? Oh, that's great. Right, let's do Jack. Who would
No, we
Jack be?
Belabor.
Do you think? No, because let's be real about it. Like he's
I don't
like,
think you're
Baleba's like
reading
really
what
high
I'm
energy.
saying from over the call, but fine.
Right. But anyway,
Right. Who would
what? So you
who would he
think
be?
Jack would be more most like who loves a chat?
Who loves a
Who doesn't
natter?
stop
Who loves
talking?
trains?
Who loves trains, non-league football, and loves to chat a lot? Anyone who fits that criteria is Jack in the
Yeah,
squad.
I don't think maybe
Oh,
Jack's
he
an
can be
amalgamation of everyone.
our ex set piece coach, the Viking.
The Viking. Christ. Yeah, see, Mike
Oh,
King said 100% Belabor loves trains. I was thinking the exact same thing.
there
Mike,
you go.
Mike knows the vibe. Mike knows. Yeah,
Sam R said Jack is cashing or steal or Solly
Cashin.
March. Some good
Solly
suggestions there from everyone.
March. What? I've never heard
I
the
don't know.
fella speak.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on, Ben.
I quite like. Okay, Jack looks like O'Reilly. Not sure about. Yeah, I mean they're both 10 out of 10 stunners for sure. Um,
Someone just
uh,
compare Jack Albion to Matt
Matt
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly, probably one of
Incredible,
the most good-looking footballers you
incredible
ever
scenes.
see. What would you prefer to finish in the top four or win the FA Cup? That's a good question as well. That was
Oh,
from.
great
Oh,
question.
that's a tough username.
Top four or a cup? It's got to be a cup for me. Just seeing Palace win it last season, that hurt a lot. Just to have to say we've won a trophy and people can't use that argument against us, I think is because we can get Champions League football through Europa, if we were in Europa, obviously. But winning a trophy for me is just an experience that will live with you forever, right? And it will
Mm.
always be there with you. You can say you've won a cup, and just again to have that monkey off our back. People saying, "Oh, you haven't won a trophy, you haven't won a trophy."
Yeah, it's
We can
tough.
finally say we have. So yeah, I personally would go trophy all the way.
At work, I can't say anything anymore just without someone saying you're trophyless. Even a West Ham fan, when I was giving them so much shit for how bad they are, they were just like, trophy. He just said trophy to me, and I thought, yeah, fair enough. Okay,
Great.
that's that
Yeah.
conversation done. Jem says, do you think we will sell any more players before the transfer window closes?
Ooh, I think we will. I think we've got a very big squad. I think we need to get some players out. Who those players will be? I don't know. Bonanotte obviously been talked about going out.
Yeah,
He's
to
been linked with
Dortmund. But is that
Dortmund.
a loan or perm?
Yeah.
I really never
I
says.
mean, if it's a permanent, I think that's crazy work because
Yeah.
I think Bonanotte, potential for me, has got one of the best highest ceilings out of a lot
Mm.
of our players in the squad. I think he's a fantastic player. You even saw him pre-season; he looks so good. So
Great work rate on
I
him
think
as
it'll
well.
be mental.
He's not lazy. He's always chasing the ball down. So he's good. He's a good presser, which is exactly what we need. Um,
So
I
yeah, that'd be a
think.
real shame to see him leave. But I think there'll definitely be outgoings for sure. I don't know
Mm.
who exactly, but even Herzl has said, I think in his pre-season interview, he said that he even said himself the squad's too big and players do need to go out. So I think we are going to have to brace ourselves for a few more outgoings.
I can't see any more. Can't see any more like big players leaving. Personally, don't want to jinx it, but
No.
maybe. Yeah.
Well, there's chat
Maybe some
about
change.
Belabor, wasn't there, potentially? But I don't
Mm.
think Belabor will leave this window. I just can't see it happening,
No one's dropping that sort of
personally.
money on Belabor at the moment. I don't think anyone. Maybe City would need him, but that's probably about it. But they seem to. I don't know what's happened to City. Strange. I think they've got their centre mids now. Same again from Jem, actually. I like this question. Which player let's say new player, you most excited to see start?
Ooh, what, out of the new players?
Yeah, say out the new players.
Oh, good question. Out of the new players, I think Coppola. I'm really excited to watch Coppola play. Maybe I'm underrating like Biscagli's impact. Again, from what I've seen in pre-season, Coppola looks really, really good. I think comparisons are made of like a young Lewis Dunk. I think it's not a bad shout. So I'm really excited to see how he gets on. I think he can be a really integral part to how we play. And yeah, it'll be really, really good to see him develop under us. And for a pretty low price tag as well, there shouldn't be too much pressure on him. Even if he doesn't start at the beginning of the season, maybe you can sort of bed him in. And yeah, that's the player I'm most excited about to watch, is probably Coppola out of the new crop of players. And a shout out to Maxim de Kuiper as well. I think that'll be interesting to see how he gets on. What about you?
I would probably say one of the strikers. Probably one of the strikers. I mean, I could, maybe because I haven't seen him in pre-season just yet, so there's that anticipation. It's like we've signed two young Greek strikers, and we don't really know what they're going to be. What they're going to be like. Obviously, Barbis came in with a massive price tag, so I'll probably say him because unfortunately he's got quite a lot to live up to now with the price tag that we pay for him. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what sort of level he's at, whether he's going to be competing with Danny Welbeck or whether it's going to be maybe a loan, depending on how he looks in training, because I guess Herzer still hasn't really seen him play yet in training. I think we've got a couple more weeks until they're back, or until they're both back. But for both of them, I'm glad that they've got an immediate friend, because that'll help them settle in pretty quickly.
Yeah,
so there's a
it
lot
looks like
of
they've got a real
different cultures
bromance.
Yeah,
It looks like they've got a real bromance. I've seen lots of videos like on the YouTube channel, so it looks like they're really going to help each other out, I think, which will be really nice to see. And a good question from David Fields send as well, just quickly. He said, any chance Herzl has a back three? Now, from what I've seen in pre-season, it looks like he's playing a back four. There's no indication that he is going to play a back three, unless against Wolfsburg and Southampton he does start playing a back three, which again will be pretty strange to not have played it up until this point in pre-season. So I think if his intentions were to play a back three, I can't see it happening. And also the fact that, well, we've only got 4 centre backs really. If Igor leaves, again, to have 3 centre backs and only one sort of on the bench is a bit of a strange one. So yeah, personally can't see it happening. I think he's going to play a back four, sort of same system as last season, 4-3-3. Personally can't see any other way. But yeah,
I saw just in someone comment, and I've just checked on Twitter. I mean, I don't know if it's a reliable source, but Sarmiento being linked with Atletico Madrid. That's an insane move.
really, what?
Yeah.
Has there been a bid or interest?
No, I just said they've inquired about him, but whether it's true or not, who knows? It could just be Twitter hearsay. But I mean, that would be a pretty cool move for him.
From Burnley to Atletico, what a dream
Yeah.
that would be.
Well, it's a bit like Xhaka going to Sunderland. That's how bad Ten Hag is, obviously. Someone said, will Milner start a game this season?
Do you know what? I think he will. I think he's a big fan, Herzler, and he sees like the impact he has off the pitch, and I can see him definitely making a few appearances. So yeah,
I think I might be correct, something along the lines. I think he's like 20 appearances away from becoming the all-time leading appearance maker in the Premier League. So will he do that this season? Probably not. I would love to see him do it. Imagine if we can say a Brighton player became the all-time leading assist holder in the Premier League. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. And then, Ryan makes a good point as well. Left side of defence absolutely terrifies me. We're very weak on transition, and De Kuiper and Biscagli are a bit suspect defensively, which, again, that does scare me. I agree. I think De Kuiper defensively, he hasn't shown that he is solid defensively. Obviously, going forward, fantastic, but defensively. And then if Biscagli does start at left centre-back, that's why I went for Coppola. I think Coppola gives us more defensive stability than Biscagli will do.
I thought Biscagli is left side of centre-back.
No, but what he's saying is that'll defensively they're not as strong. So if you were to play De Kuiper and Biscagli together, that left-hand side might get in defence we might struggle. Which I agree with. I think it's a good point, and I would definitely say that it can be a problem, and it'll be interesting to see how Herzler adapts to that. You know, whether he then does, for example, one of those 3 centre midfielders is then more relied on getting back and helping that defence, because Maxim de Kuiper's bombing forward and Kadioglu potentially bombing forward on the right hand side as well. So I think it's a really good point, and we should be interesting. That's why personally I would go for Coppola if you had to pick out of those two. So yeah, big love, Ryan. We'll definitely make it happen.
Love that, Ryan. You got to go, guys. Whenever you're not seeing. Love that. Sweet. We will be there. Um,
We will be there.
s- Speaking of wingers of Sarmiento, if he's going, obviously we need another winger because we haven't got any at all. It says Brian are interested in Braga's Roger Fernandez. Contact has been made over a potential deal for the winger. Maz, another winger.
Roger Fernandez.
Yeah, they're just
It
making
sounds
up
like an
these
FM
names.
regen.
Yeah, literally. Roger Fernandez. But they forgot
Roger
like the
Fernandez.
code to make his first name not British, Roger.
Yeah. Do you know? I love that brand of footballers that are like from Brazil and they're
The
called like
Brazils.
Douglas or
Yeah.
yeah, or like
Bernards.
they've got like the most English sounding name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be so real. I've never heard of the player. I don't know. But in terms of getting another winger, yeah, I just don't know why we're stockpiling. That's one gripe I'm actually going to bring up on this. Is I don't like how we stockpile. I really don't. I feel like we do this a lot with a lot of positions where we just sign pretty much every sort of good up and young coming player, and then they don't really have a pathway to the first team. And that does frustrate me a little bit because we look at Valentin Barco, for example. We signed him thinking he's going to be like the next big thing, and then he's gone to Strasbourg, and it's like we don't get to see these players. So yeah, it's very frustrating. I think when we stockpile players, especially in the wing positions, and also a lot of other positions. So yeah, it'll be weird for us to sign another winger. I just don't know. I just don't really get it, considering we got what Tommy Watson as well. Obviously Sarmiento's still at the
Yeah,
club,
forgot
got
about
an Nottingham
Watson,
play out
really.
wide. We got so many players. It's all a bit mad. But yeah,
And then
if he's that
another
great, sign.
a forgotten player, Solly March. Interesting one. Will he be getting many minutes this season?
I personally don't think so. But again, he's another player that the management team probably really like and really think he can add something on and off the pitch. So, he's been at the club a long time, been a great servant. I just don't know. Personally for me, I just don't think he warrants a starting position.
No, fair. Mike King keeps saying for us to sign some name, but I don't want to say it because it could potentially just be a banana skin.
I don't think he's trying to stitch us up, although it is Mike King, so you never know. Someone said,
Marcin Ruder. What's that mean?
Mars- is he just spelt Brajan Gruda wrong? Or, right. Also, what happens with Enciso? That's a good point. I think he's ruled out, 3 months? 3 month he's been out for. So it looks like he's not going to get a move based on that. I don't know what clubs are going to take him with an injury for 3 months. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. And will he play for us? I don't think so. It'll be interesting to see how Enciso's thing. I think it'll be sold in January transfer window. I think we'll keep him until then and then get him out in Jan. Yeah.
Marcin Ruder plays for Eastbourne Town. So classic Mike.
Great.
Cheers, Mike.
Classic Mike.
And on that note,
Yeah. No. Final question then from Emil Magnuson. What do you think is our weakest position, Ben?
striker.
What, even with the Simas and Barbis coming in?
Or even with two Greek players that one played in the German third or second division and one played for Olympiacos. Even with them, yes.
You sound like a big hater.
Even with Danny Welbeck, who's injury prone. I know he's been pretty good and he's aged like fine wine, but you can't be relying on Danny Welbeck for a full season. That's mental behaviour. So unless Barbis completely proves me wrong, then yes, striker. I mean, I'm guessing. I mean, it's just the fee for Barbis. It does something to my head. I can't believe you spent that much money on a player that I don't know. I mean, he might prove me wrong, but I don't know. I can't see him setting the world alight. I don't know. I know we never hear about Brighton players anyway, or new Brighton signings, but for me, yeah, that one's just, it's a strange one for me if he's going to be our number
For me, personally, I think right back or left back, personally, like that
with
full back
Ferdy
cover. I
and
know
De
we've got
Kuyper?
Lance. But again, Ferdy's been injured. If you want to talk about injuries and stuff, Ferdy's been injured. You then look at Maxim De Kuyper again. Is he going to be good defensively? Again, playing in the Belgian, it is the Belgian league, yeah. Coming from the Belgian league, very different. I know he's got Champions League experience, which is great, but again, very different league. And then, yeah, that for me is the squad depth. If one of those two players get injured,
But then you've got
we're going to have to
Weaver
slot.
and Hinshelwood that can do it.
No, I know,
Veltman
but
as well.
you're
Veltman's around.
shoehorning midfielders into positions that is not their natural position. Hinshelwood doesn't want to play fullback. I'm assuming UEFA doesn't want to play fullback, so you're just shoehorning players in to positions that aren't their natural positions.
Mm, I don't think they mind playing there. I mean, probably. I think
I mean, they get
Jack.
paid to play football, but
Yeah,
I don't
Jack's
think you
probably
want to be
more
playing.
inclined to play there, but UEFA, yeah, probably doesn't enjoy it too much. I mean, Mark Cohen, I know, Speed Sticks agrees with me for striker. Although Caden's saying right back as well. Or is he? No, he's saying we got Kadioglu, Lamptey, Veltman at right back, Rev.
All right, interesting. Well, look, guys, it's been absolute pleasure. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This has been really enjoyable. We had some great fun, great questions. Really appreciate everyone chucking in their questions. They've been great, and also for everyone interacting in the chat as well. So yeah, really appreciate you guys. We've had currently 61 people in the chat. So yeah, big up to
Gosh,
everyone.
62 now. Love that.
Yeah, 62 now, unbelievable scenes. But yeah, if you guys want to see us do this again, please do let us know. We'll try and do a few more lives. I think lives are a bit more interactive. They're more fun for everyone to get involved, and yeah, it's more fun for us as well to have questions on the spot that we haven't prepped for. So yeah, it's always good fun to do that. But yeah,
What
make
else
sure
are
if
you
you're
going
not
to do at 8
subscribed,
p.m. on a Tuesday?
exactly. But yeah, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It does really mean a lot to us. Big shout out to everyone. Yes, Mark Cohen. Actually, I am reading the comments. So yeah, shout out to everyone who's been commenting and getting involved. But we'll
W
see you
live
next
stream
time.
from AI.
Yeah, AI. Big shout out to you.
Big up AI, the
We've
winner.
got to do a live before the first game. All right, totally savage. We got you.
What do all these crowns mean in the chat? So you got
So a top commenter. So Caden, big shout out to you, number one.
number
Then
1,
we've got
AI.
AI in number 2 and Mark Cohen in number 3. So yeah, big love to everyone. Please like. Yeah, that will really mean a lot to us. Please comment. Please subscribe. And we shall see you next time. Peace out.
Bye.
A-Town down.
Peace.